Hey, good morning. It's 5am Mester Scrum Show. It is 6:45, and this is our 207th episode of the 5am Mester Scrum Show, Scrum. And my name is Greg Mester. I'm Agile Coach and Scrum Master. And we talk about Scrum and Agile in a practical and tactical way, bringing some stuff from the trenches of doing this and sharing ideas and thoughts as I pick up, talk to people, bring them with you. And we do it so that you don't work in 60, 80 hours a week. And that's the goal, right? Goal is to work a normal work week, go home to family and friends, or at least exit the cave that you're in during the coronavirus and have some fun. And that's what we do. So today we are going to do Fortune Cookie Friday. Woo! There's one cookie left. It looks like the cookie has been destroyed, but it's in the bag. And I guess I have to go to the Chinese market and get some more fortune cookies. So I'll do that this weekend. And a couple things I want to talk about. I want to talk. This is going to be a weird one. I want to talk about getting certs. I think I mentioned it before, but I'm just going to kind of bring it up again because I got a lot of people asking me about jobs and positions and posting stuff and what's my thoughts and how do I get a Scrum job and how do I get an Agile coach job and so on and so forth. Talk about like a over-engineered solution and related to the trash day, because again, today was trash day. I wanted to make sure I got the trash out, so I were late, 6:45 rather than like 5:45. Because with the coronavirus, trash people are getting quicker, faster. So I wanted to make sure that got out this time versus me running around like last week. And then cost splitting, or how do you cost out a Scrum team, right? I'm kind of really, it makes me second guess when I hear this, because I was also a program manager. I played with costs all the time, and people like want some crazy ass formula for calculating how to build so ideally your team's working one project at a time. Does it happen all the time? No. A lot of cases where they happen where one team works on multiple projects for multiple customers. Yes. The question is, how do you split that cost among multiple customers? It's really pretty simple. Problem is, people make these elaborate ass calculations and makes it way too complicated because I don't think they have anything else better to do. Be honest with you, maybe, but it's really easy. It's Scrum and Agile is probably the simplest way to cost out some work that I've ever seen in my life, and I did project management pricing for the government and all that kind of stuff for 30 some odd years. And why people make it so hard is it's like, dude, why do you want to go there? And I can't stop them. It's like a freaking freight train. It takes 5 miles for a freight train to stop. So you got to know, or at least a mile or something like that, depending how big the load is. Okay, so we're off topic, and then we're going to do Fortune Cookie Friday. Yay! All right. Applying for jobs and going out there. I think I mentioned this story before a while ago. I don't know if he was an Agile coach, wanted to be an Agile coach, or Scrum Master or something. I think it was an Agile, someone said he was an Agile coach. And I've had Agile coaches for me that were like all poo-poo on certification. And I know a couple of them, I can point them out, and I'm connected to them. It's like, yeah, you don't need those certs and all. And then later on, I say, ooh, you got all kinds of certs now, don't you, little sucker? So he's got certs. And but here's my thing. If you're going to be an Agile coach and you don't have a cert, but you're going to ask for Scrum Masters to have a cert, I think you're a hypocrite. Okay? I think certs are easy to get. It's classroom. Here's my thing. If you're not taking a class to learn this stuff, but yet you're going to expect your team to learn stuff, you're a hypocrite, right? So there's a little bit there, right? So I want to see people that are in a learning mode through their career, their journey, as some Agile coaches would say that I have done interviews with that co-interview people. They want to know the journey. It's a real great question. How'd you get here? What's your path? How'd you decide your progression, right? So there is a little bit of that. And I had one person applied, and I go the same way. when I first started Scrum, I wanted to find out I didn't want to spend $1,000. At that point, it's like $1,500 for a cert that I didn't know if I wanted to do this or not, or didn't really understand what it was. So I took a class, and it was a class, but it was cheaper. It was only like $500 or something. And I took the class. It was a week-long thing. It's part Scrum Master and this Agile stuff that they were teaching. And I used it anyhow because it worked out great for my ACP exam. So I had more than one reason why I wanted to do it. And but it wasn't one of the formal how. It wasn't Scrum.org. It wasn't Scrum Alliance. It was something else. But you know what? What I saw in this person, and this person had taken a class online, paid $50 and got a cert and called himself Scrum Master, which is fine when you start. I don't have a problem with that. If you're telling me you're going to be there 5 years from now and you haven't taken a Scrum Master course or got a certification in one of those major houses for that, I got a problem with that. The reason why, you got to decide what you want to do. Is this your career and you're going to base everything off a $50 cert you got online on some website somewhere? No, it's not what you're going to do. So I don't have a problem with people doing it when they do entry-level Scrum Master. Perfectly legit. However, if they've been doing it for 2 years or a year and they decide this is what they want to do, then yeah, I expect that you go get a cert. I expect that you take a class. I expect you understand what's being taught to the other Scrum Masters and being taught to the people that work for your organization. Does that make sense? Because they're teaching them, you should know what's being taught because you're going to be coaching and Scrum Mastering to what those people are being taught. Just because you got a $50 cert doesn't mean you know all the answers. And I got a couple Agile coaches out there that bark out those answers and what to do. And I go, holy crap, where'd you come from? You never done this stuff before. You know, they pull stuff, they make stuff up, but they go out of their brain, right? So, but they have no basis from which to make that stuff up. Maybe they read a book. Big deal. So anyway, so that's just one thing I want to talk about there. The other thing is having a complete over-engineered solution to problems. Somebody posted up on Twitter last week after the big when I was with the wind and the trash and I was late, blah blah blah, getting the trash, picking it all up. Says, oh, we need an elaborate can system here in the city of Philadelphia. One, I don't know how you get trash cans over the cars that are parked in the street. It's better to have a nice plastic bag for those. I clean plastic out of the river, but I don't clean plastic trash bags out of the river. To put it all so it doesn't blow off, or big can, or little cans that they can pick up and ergonomically move. The guy's like, oh, we need these big cans. We need machines, complicated cranes to come pick up the trash can and bring it. Like, you're going to reach over 8 feet with the car and not dent everybody's car and scratch everybody's car up as you go? I don't think so. But that's the example of a grandiose answer to solution. And I had 2 answers for that. One, the city of Philadelphia shouldn't be changing their recycle pickup because they decided last week they weren't going to pick up recyclables. So what happened when we had the big winds? And they blew everywhere in the city. Ooh, that was probably a problem to the problem. That's where you do the 5 whys and you do the fishbone and try to troubleshoot why it's actually happening, and having some elaborate solution may not be what you need. It was a one-time off because 40-mile-an-hour winds, trash department didn't pick up trash. They put the trash out the day before. There's going to be trash in the street, right? And then the other thing is, people just don't put your trash out in 40-mile-an-hour winds. So you got 2 factors there that contributed to all the trash. One, the city didn't pick up the recyclables because they decided they were going to skip because of the coronavirus. And nobody knew that, right? It was wasn't really out there, and they didn't put the news media. They didn't put it out for people to know. They just assumed the illusion of communication happened. We talked about that yesterday, right? So they assume the illusion, it's late, 6:65. And then the other one, just people don't put trash out when there's 40-mile-an-hour winds. Wait till the next day when the winds die down, then put the trash out. Maybe the trash department can delay, say, hey, we're going to delay pick up on the trash because we know there's 40-mile-an-hour winds going to gust up tonight. So hold your trash tonight, put it out in the morning. That way it keeps our streets clean. Pretty simple. Not some multi-billion-dollar solution. But we need to do that more when we do our software coding. And what we need is grandiose server set up and everything. No, let's just try it out on a little server and we'll spin one up and do it. If it works, then we'll buy the multi-million thing, put it on a small server, spin it up, see if we get what we want. Okay. Cost splitting. So this is like a 3 for today, or 4 for if you include. I got it all figured out, but yet somebody stole all my pens. I don't know where my pens are. I think the kids have been in here stealing my pens. Can I blame the kids or the cat? Probably can. Oh, there's one. Pardon me. Hello. Live. So I got a pen and I got a whiteboard, right? Ooh, we're gonna do some whiteboard stuff, Greg, today. Woohoo! Yeah. I gotta keep an eye out. We got 10 minutes left. So, costing a team. So you have a team, and let's say they do 40 points in a sprint. We have a project A, project B. Right? Project A, project B. All right. So project A was 30 points. Project B was 10 points. Let's say your team costs $100,000 for the sprint. 100K per sprint. How do you figure 100K? Well, you got 10 people. You figure what their annual salary is. You divide by how many sprints in a year, and that's your cost per sprint. Not that hard. People, salary, year, number of sprints. Gives you that. Ooh, okay. So it says 100K. I'm just making up the number. So how do you bill your customer? Right? One, you could project and say, hey, I think this work we're going to do is going to take us 4 sprints. How much is 4 sprints worth to you? 4 sprints times 100 is $400,000. That's the number. It's not hard. So they did 30 points for A and 10 points for E. So that's 75% and 25%. Project A gets billed $75K to Project A. Project B gets billed $25K. Project B. Is that simple? Pretty simple. You just take the percentage of how much work you worked on whatever project during sprint, and you bill them. You don't need any new points, cost per point, and all that other crud. There's no need. They did work for you. Your team has a current cost. It doesn't imply the team is X amount of dollars. They spent 75% of their sprint on your job. We're going to bill you 75% of their sprint costs. That's not very hard, is it? No. Anyway, so I want to go stick on that, but it's amazing how people make it as elaborate. Well, we need to know the hours, how many hours they worked in the. No, you don't. They produced value. They got work done, and 75% of the value they produced or the effort they did was on project A, and 25% was on project B. If you do more projects than like a couple, then that's different. Then you're just extending, you're waterfalling it now. You're just extending the ability to deliver something. The goal was to get things done in the sprint, get stuff done quicker, not getting, it's like cost of work not done, right? It's cost of delay. The more you delay the work over time, the less value you make. And when I think about Scrum, when I talk about the garage days, you got stuff done every sprint. You handed to them, you made money. They made money. They sold product every sprint, every month, whatever. They didn't wait 6 months to deliver something. That's the problem with software today. That's why IT departments get cut, because we're not freaking delivering software on a regular basis, and we're taking 6 months to do it. That's why. Just said it. What happens, right? And you go, who are you talking about? Anyway, it's Friday. It's Fortune Cookie Friday. Fortune Cookie Friday, yay! And I probably just hurt everybody on the phone with the microphone. So this cookie in a sealed cookie bag from the Chinese grocery store, which I have to go get some more this weekend. And I got crumbs. This is what happens with coronavirus. The cookie breaks. Well, it was in a sealed bag. It just wasn't a sealed cookie. Cookie's dead. All right. Cookie. Put these crumbs over here so I can take a picture of the crumb mess with the fortune cookie and put that on Instagram. And we're at the 15-minute mark, so we're kind of going over the daily scrum. So here's what the cookie says. Can you guys read it? I don't know. Let's see. Ha! Yeah. We talked about jobs, right? This is a good one. Don't ever slam a door. You might want to go back. Don't ever slam a door. You might want to go back. This is really good for those who are looking for new jobs. You never know if you might want to go back. So if you're going to leave a business, don't trash them. Don't get all negative and everything. Say, be positive. I have a new opportunity. I'm going to practice some skills, learn some new things, and I'm really looking forward to it. And be honest with it, right? Maybe you're going to get a pay raise. Maybe you're not. I don't know. Sometimes I took jobs that I didn't get a pay raise. I took a pay cut, but because the opportunity looked fun and I was going to learn a lot of stuff, I took it. So don't go out and say, you suck and I would never work here and blah, 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 because that'll just burn the bridge, right? So just say, as it says, don't ever slam a door. You might want to go back. Maybe one day they change, or they may got a new project that sounds really cool, and you want to be an Agile coach or Scrum Master or developer or something on something that sounds really good. Maybe they've spun up a new little group that sounds like lots of fun, And before you leave in like the big companies, see if there's other spots throughout the company that you might want to go to. Big companies have lots of things going on at different places throughout the company. Maybe it's an opportunity to go work somewhere else in the company, just to change of pace, If you're getting really frustrated and upset, maybe it's time for a change of pace. But don't slam the door, because you might want to come back. Because a lot of people say grass is always greener on the other side, and they go, oh, it's not really that green. I'm going to come back to where I was, right? So I think this is really good for a Friday, talking about jobs and career. And, this weekend, the pandemic virus is coming to an end. So I think people are going to start looking around, see what's going on. Don't ever slam a door. You might want to go back. Sounds like a good piece of advice from a very wise fortune cookie to me. And with that, have a happy Friday. We will be here over the weekend every day, right? Ring the bell and you'll get notice. And we'll do some more small bits and more small family fun stuff. Post them up on YouTube and TikTok and have some fun. And with that, have fun. Enjoy your Friday. Stay safe, happy. Hug if you can hug your family member too. If you don't see them on Zoom or something, but have some fun. Take care. Bye. See ya.